Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Achieving Alpha, and I welcome you back. It's been quite long since I have made an analysis video. Got stuck up with some personal work, but never mind. Let's do the weekly analysis for this particular week, and let's also try to understand what we can expect in the coming month or basically in the coming days. So Nifty has been consolidating too much. So if you have a look at the daily charts, you will see that since July onwards, or sorry, since June onwards, we have been in a very tight range between 15,450 to 15,950, and Nifty is just not ready to break on either side. But I guess 2 months of consolidation has been too much, that too in such a tight range. So we can say that Nifty is definitely preparing for a big move. Now that big move could either be on the upside or it could be on the downside. But what are the highly possible or the highly probabilistic scenarios that we will talk about using data? So without further ado, let's begin. Let's talk about today's action first. So I will open the daily time frame chart for Nifty 50. You will see that it was a very tight consolidation till the afternoon session. Although global markets were in deep red since morning, but we had no effect of that. In fact, at one point I was looking at all the index futures of the world markets, and it was surprising that only Nifty was trading in green. Else Asia was in red, Europe was in red, and US was also in red. So this is what we have. But again, people thought that it was a breakout when it came in the afternoon, but turned out to be a fake one. And basically, people who would have longed there would have lost some money. So, anyways, this is what we can see again: selling pressure from the top. So from 860 to almost closing near day's low, and that's not a very healthy closing. But still, I'm talking about this particular move. So here, many people would have thought that this was a legitimate breakout, and it happened. But after that, you can see the fall for yourselves, and a weak closing is definitely what you can see here. And Bank Nifty again similar. So Bank Nifty was much weaker during the day, and you will see that Bank Nifty was not showing any kind of strength. Okay, this is stuck. Just give me a second. Yeah, sorry about that. So yes, you will see that Bank Nifty also there was weakness, and then again it looked like a breakout, but it turned out to be a fake one. And you see that Bank Nifty has also given a weak closing. So this is what we saw, and Bank Nifty was primarily being dragged down by ICICI Bank and Axis Bank, and also SBI, which shot up quite a lot yesterday. But again people thought that this was a breakout, but again it turned out to be a fake one. And since SEBI has regulated these margin rules, and they have basically increased the margin, the breakouts or the breakdowns are turning out to be fake, and a lot of people are losing money, especially people who are playing purely based on price action and charts. Because even if there is volume, then also you are not able to differentiate which one is a genuine breakout and which one is a fake one. Anyways, we can't do anything about that. But another interesting observation that I want you to pay attention to is a doji on a monthly time frame. So you will see that I was mentioning that since June we have been in a very tight range. So June low you will see is around 15,450, and July high is around 15,962. So that is what you see. But yeah, this is almost a perfect doji. So you will see that the opening is around 15,750, and in fact today's adjusted closing is also around 15,760. So this is what we have been seeing. And anyways, I think that Nifty is really preparing for a big move. Now that again could be on either side, but we'll talk about data and see what can happen in days to come. So anyways, let's have a look at the option chain as well. So yes, there's a Nifty option chain for the next expiry. Let me do some adjustments, and yes. So here we are. Very firstly, you will see that today there was a lot of significant OI on 15,800 on the put side. So at one point during the day, it was more than a 70 lakh, but a lot of that I believe was for intraday purpose. And when the breakout turned out to be a fake one, a lot of people must have unwound their sold puts. But again, you will see that there is clearly more strength on the call side. So the additions will speak for themselves. And you will see that 800 has a healthy addition, 900 has a really good addition. And that addition seems to be missing on the put side. Although there is addition, but the strength of that is clearly lacking. And we'll see in the data that who has returned these puts. Either it's smart money or it's retailer. But as of now, the strength seems to be lacking. The highest OI happens to be around 15,700. That's what we can see here. And 15,800 here, oh sorry, 15,900 here happens to be the highest OI on the call side. So again, 15,900 has seen a resistance, a very strong resistance rather, 900 to 950 zone. Nifty has been facing resistance from there, and I think it still should face. But if at all breakout happens, but again, volume is necessary, right? People were saying that if Nifty closes above 15,900 for a couple of days, then they can expect a further upside. Although that did happen, But if you have a look at those days, the volume was missing, so that turned out to be a fake breakout, and again we are stuck in this particular range. Anyways, the option chain is looking slightly bearish. Looking at this cumulative Y on the call side, let the PCR confirm. So yes, the PCR is at 0.81. Again, it was more than 1 during the day. But again, 0.81 is bearish. And yes, it is still not oversold. So there is further room for downside. Let's have a look at the option chain for Bank Nifty. Okay, so here is the option chain for Bank Nifty. Again, since it's only Friday today, so not a lot of activity here that you can see. 34,500 you will see is the highest OI on the put side. But again, you will see that here the addition on the call side happens to be slightly more dominant than that on the put side, and that's what you can see here. The highest cumulative OI still happens to be at 35,000, and I think 34,900 would be an important resistance now, because Bank Nifty had taken support from that particular level a lot many times, and now that it has started to sustain below this particular level, I think it would be hard to break. I cannot say if Bank Nifty opens up gap up, because that's how major resistances are broken. But anyways, 35,000 will be a strong resistance for Bank Nifty. And yes, let's have a look at the global cues. So the global cues were quite negative since morning today, and the negativity continues, although it has reduced a bit. But you can see that all the three US indices are in deep red, and European indices, there has been some recovery. So you can see that DAX has recovered from 15,426 to almost above 15,500, and CSE has almost touched green here, and FTSE has also shown some recovery. The problem was the Asian markets. So again, you will see that there was a very heavy sell off in the last week in Asian markets, primarily Hang Seng and and the Chinese indices. But again today, so basically you saw some pullback in those. But again, you see that China is down over 2.5%, and even Hang Seng was down more than 2% during the day. There has been some minute recovery here, but still you will see that the Asian indices are a big problem. And I think Nifty was the only Asian indices, was one amongst the Asian indices that was standing green for today. So anyways, let's see. Dollar index fell a little, but again it has started to rise, and if it goes above 93, that's when it's going to be a problem for the emerging markets like India. But anyways, so let's see. Bonds, again, bond yields have fallen drastically from what they were just about a month ago, but again they have fallen. And talking about crypto, so crypto saw a massive fall up till 30,000, but from there it has recovered and almost touching 40,000 again, Bitcoin. So yes, this is it for the global cues. Let's talk about the data. So okay, the data for the cash market is not yet out. Let's discuss derivatives then. So yeah, before jumping to derivatives, let's have a holistic picture on the cash activity from the FIIs. So you will see that this is huge selling from the FIIs in the month of July, almost 20,000 crores of selling in the cash market, and almost 15,000 crores being bought by the FIIs. Oh, sorry, by the DIIs. But what I feel is this is not actually smart money. This is retail money which is going into the mutual funds, and the mutual funds can't keep up cash for more than a limit, so they forcefully have to buy sometimes. So it could be that money, but I heavily feel that a lot of people's SIP is what is driving the mutual funds to buy even at these levels. But again, you will see that there is a heavy selling from the FIIs, and this still doesn't include today's number. So it's probably, if it is sell, then it will almost be about more than 20,000 crores of selling, which would be massive from the FIIs. So again, FIIs clearly don't look bullish in the near term. So let's say in the next 1 year, the FIIs are not looking that bullish. And if they continue this selling, this can be problematic, because there's a limit to which the DIIs can buy. Once the retail money starts outflowing from the mutual funds, then the DIIs can face issues, and then they would be also forced to sell. But anyways, let's see. So let's jump to the derivatives data. So yesterday you saw that on the monthly expiry, a huge number of longs were added and shorts were also covered from the FIIs, almost about a 13% increase in the net long and index futures. But today you will see that the net long and index futures has seen a drop. So they have almost booked all of the longs, or basically they have booked the profit from all of these longs which they made yesterday, and they have added new shorts as well. So this is clearly negative, almost a 7% downfall here, and you will see that the net long in index futures happens to be around 61.75%. Talking about stock futures, so stock futures, we have been observing some positive activity for the last 3 days. Again on expiry, huge number of shorts covered as well as longs unwinded. But again today you will see some heavy number of long build up and some short covering as well. So stock futures looks out to be positive. Index futures looks out to be definitely negative. Let's talk about the options data. So options, you will see that okay, here we are. So options, you will see that there are almost 47,000 lots of calls added from the FIIs, and almost equivalent number of puts have also been added. So almost you can see 49,000 puts. So this looks kind of neutral, but again we have to also consider what were the number of option shorts made. So 64,000 call shots, this is definitely bearish, and 53,900 lots of put short. So again this looks bullish, but again the call shots are more. So to summarize this particular thing on a net on net basis, you will see that there are almost 17,000 calls sold, and almost about 4,800 lots of puts sold. So again, this looks slightly bearish, and there has been net option selling today, both in call as well as puts. So to summarize it, options data is looking bearish, index futures is looking bearish, stock futures is looking slightly bullish. Let's talk about the proprietary desks, and yes, here we are. So let's begin with index futures. Index futures, again you will see a drop here. So again, yesterday they unwounded huge number of longs, and basically did some short covering as well. But today they have added both new longs as well as new shorts. The new shorts happen to be slightly more than the new longs, and you will see that the net long in index futures happens to be around 57.41% for the proprietary desk. But again, this looks negative. Talking about stock futures, so again stock futures looks slightly positive, because you will see that this is almost 12,000 lots of new longs added, and almost 6,500 lots of shorts added. So they look extremely bullish, because the net long in stock futures happens to be around 78.35%. So again, index futures looks negative from the pros, stock futures look positive. And let's talk about the options activity. So yes, almost 1,35,000 lots of calls added, and almost 1,31,000 lots of puts added. And again you will see that almost 1,26,000 calls shorted, and almost 94,000 lots of puts shorted. So on a net on net basis, you will see that there are almost 9,000 lots of calls which are being bought from the pros, and almost 37,000 lots of puts which are being bought from the pros. So again, net on net basis, you will see that the puts bought are far more than the calls. So again, options data from pro is also bearish. Let's quickly have a look at retail, and then probably wrap this thing up. So yes, retail, you will see an increase in the net long in index futures, and it's quite obvious when both pros and FIIs have sold. So the only party left to buy is retail. So an increase of about 5% in the net long in index futures, standing at around 51.28%. Huge number of call longs added, huge number of longs in the future added, and minute number of shorts added. Stock futures, again you will see a reduction here, almost about 34,000 shorts added, and almost 11,000 longs added. So again, index futures, retail looks positive, stock futures, retail looks negative. Let's talk about the options data. So options, you will see that the call longs are more than the put longs, but at the same time the call shorts happen to be more than the put shorts as well. But on a net on net basis, you will see that there are almost 8,000 lots of calls bought, and almost 44,000 lots of puts sold. So again, retail is looking bullish on the options data, and the FIIs and pros are looking bearish. And in index futures, those two are looking bearish, and retail is looking bullish. So overall basis, you will see that retail is looking slightly more bullish, and the FIIs and pros on a daily basis are looking slightly on the bearish side. So talking about the possibilities, so you will see that on a cumulative basis, the FIIs have a lot more number of puts bought than they have the calls bought. And again, the FIIs have a lot more number of calls sold. Not a lot more, but yeah, more or almost comparable number of calls sold than the puts sold. So again, the chances of a downside are looking more prominent as of now. But again, this is just the start of the month. Let's wait for a week and see how does Nifty and Bank Nifty perform, because a lot of the new data formation will tell a lot of things clearly. But as of now, the FIIs have a slightly negative bias, as we can see in the options, and we can also see that the cash market selling has continued for many weeks now. So this is our analysis for today, and I hope you enjoyed this particular video. I know I have made this up after a very long time, so do appreciate by liking this particular video. And if you are new here and coming here for the first time, subscribe to this channel for more such content. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. Have a good day, take care, and bye bye.